Thanks for staying with us. So before we start talking about our Thursday topics, we have our guests. Last week, the Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture announced new measures and also the state's plan to revive the tourism sector that has been comatose due to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. So on the show today, we have the Lagos State Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mrs. Uzamat, Honorable Uzamat Akimbili Yusuf. Welcome to the show, madam. Are you there? Okay, thanks for joining us. The sound is a bit low, but hopefully we can get that fixed. So we know last week you announced some few new measures that your ministry will be handling. Could you just give us an update on what the Ministry of Tourism will be planning for 2021 especially, and how to engage younger people in this sector?
Okay, thank you. Last week, we have the approval of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to ease down the lockdown on a social activity in Lagos State. And the ease of lockdown does not indicate that we are out of COVID-19 or we're out of pandemic. In other parts of the world, there's still third wave and fourth wave going around the world. But we are mindful of the effect on the economy of people in Lagos State. And that is why Mr. Governor has decided that we should ease the lockdown. Not only to have party, but so many other things that is around the social activities like our meeting, exhibition, conferences, and so on and so forth that has been happening in all these event centers across the city that has been altered because of the pandemic. And that is the reason why Mr. Governor decided to ease the lockdown. But there are guidelines and protocol around this ease of lockdown, which we must adhere to strictly. Because I could remember in last year, November, when immediately we eased the lockdown, everybody believed that COVID-19 is over and parties started in Lagos State to go for show, seeing different Ankara and Ashwebi everywhere, going from one party to another. And we see the effect after that ease of lockdown before another lockdown on our social activity in Lagos State. So I want to appeal to our people that if you have any social event, please ensure you are there strictly to all the guidelines that has been, all the protocols that have been put in place for this COVID-19 pandemic. We are working closely with the Safety Commission. You can go around and close down any outlet that refuse to obey this guideline and the laid down rules on COVID-19 pandemic. So I want to appeal to Lagosians at large, wherever you are going, to ensure that your face mask is on with you.
Okay.
It's very, very important.
All right.
So what are the exact guidelines so that we don't break this? Because
the maximum number you can have, no matter the level of occupancy, is 500. Even if you can take over 5,000, you cannot go beyond 500 max. And if your outlet is below 1,000, the maximum you can do is 50% of the total occupancy. You must ensure that you have a running tap in your outlet. You must ensure that you get the clearance of the Ministry of Tourism as well as Safety Commission. If your outlet is not registered with tourism in the Ministry of Tourism, you dare not open until you are being cleared for proper registration. If you try to have any illegality outlet or tourism establishment, we will come after you and we shut you down.
I'm confused because we have like us, we have the what do you call it, from the Safety Commission, but nothing from the Ministry of Tourism. We are registered with the Ministry of Tourism. So do we still have to come and get clearance from Ministry of Tourism?
No, if you register with tourism, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, for practice as tourism establishment, you are good. You just need to register one. Okay. But whenever you have an event, you must get clearance because there's going to be a marshal that will be deployed to your event center for that event.
Okay, Ma, please, I want to ask this question. You know, whenever we come up with policies like this, unscrupulous elements within, and we have them, this is Nigeria, might take advantage of it to create extra hardship for many event centers that have been shut for a long time. Many of these event centers, operators of entertainment centers, have lost almost a year, if not over a year, of revenue. And now they're trying to get back into business. They probably don't have funds to settle people. And that might come up when we're trying to get the approval. Can you explain to us the process of getting approval? And have you done the job to ensure that people that work in these ministries know that their assignment is to aid the businesses and not to cause gridlock to extort funds from them?
The beauty of it now is that you need not to even come to ministry to get yourself registered for our own approval. You can go online on our website that will be released in another 1 week. Our website is ready for the public. So you can go on our website and just register. It's a seamless approach as far as the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture is concerned. You can go on our website, then you log on to our website and do your registration. The amount, depending on your outlet, they'll give you your bill. The amount is just too ridiculous low that you don't need to even think twice before you make your payment. It's just a levy, not a tax.
Okay.
Just a show of commitment. So that's all.
What Tokwe was trying to say was, whether you had measures to curb some corrupt excesses of some of your officials, if there's a need for physical registration.
Inspection. I can't hear you properly.
I hear you.
So, do you have any measures put on ground to curb the excesses of your staff or members of your workforce who would be in business of registering people physically?
Yes, definitely we do. We have that in place already.
Okay.
That will check and monitor the staff of the ministry.
So what measures will an agreed person?
Only the staff of the ministry. Okay. Some people, by the time they realize government have put in place some measure, they go beyond. Even without, there are people that will be arrested that they are not member of this ministry at all, that have been going around to collect money from people outside. So I want to implore you, do not give anybody 1 naira hand to hand. Whatever bill we are issuing, you have to pay it to the bank. And it's only people that is trying to cut the corner that will fall into the hand of the fraudster.
Right.
So I want to appeal to the public. Ensure that whenever you are dealing with any member of staff of the ministry, whatever bill they give to you, it is CSA we are using. So we are not meant to exchange naira and kobo.
Okay.
Just
so
go to the bank.
Let me
pay off your bill, and if you have any challenge, you can simply write to me.
Right. Okay. Let me be sure that our viewers are very clear. So for those of us who own nightclubs, who own event centers, what the Commissioner for Tourism is telling us that we can actually open, but we must obey the COVID-19 guidelines. So for a nightclub, I know there was one that's been shut down back to back.
Nightclub is not inclusive. Nightclub is not inclusive.
Oh.
Only the event center.
Oh.
Nightclub is not inclusive.
Oh. Thank you for clarifying that. So only event centers, because we are planning to shut down Lagos for YK's birthday. So we're happy that we have approvals for that. But now let's move on. Let's move on to something a bit different, because last year or even before COVID, we heard that there was a partnership with the federal government and Lagos State at the time to revamp the National Theatre. And recently we saw that this young man, the Burna Boy, used these edifices for put it on global stage, pretty much. So what are the efforts of the government to ensure we bring back the National Theatre to life?
Thank you. The issue of National Theatre presently is with the Committee of Bankers, as we all are aware. The first thing they're trying to do is to revamp the National Theatre before it's being handed over for tourism purposes and the creative industry. So presently they are still in the process of bringing it back to life. But after the Committee of Bankers must have done with their own phase of it, like putting all necessary structure in place, spending huge millions of naira that need to bring it to its the past glory, then it's going to be handed over back to the creative industry. But presently our own involvement is very, very minimal. Because all the things they are trying to do is just to ensure that they bring it back to its old glory.
All right, let me take this call from a viewer. Good morning, are you there, Bright? Hello, Bright, are you there? Bright, are you?
Yes, good morning.
Hello, Bright, you're live. Go ahead, please.
How are you doing?
Can't hear him. Okay, yes,
I have a question. I wanted to ask you, is the curfew still on?
Hello?
Madam, are you there?
I'm here.
Yes.
Listening.
Did you hear YK? YK asked a question. Go ahead, YK.
Is the curfew still on?
No, I can't tell what you're saying, please. Can you please echo back?
I said, is the curfew still on?
can't hear
The
us.
interview, yes, that is from the federal government.
No, she's saying she said there's the curfew. Curfew, is it still on? I think she's hearing somebody else.
The curfew is still on.
Okay.
It's the federal government that imposed the curfew.
Okay. So the curfew is still on. So if you have events, you have to close by a certain time. Okay. All right.
Yes,
So,
it's still. I think it's still 12 to 4 a.m.
Okay.
I will not be mistaken.
All right. We have to wrap up with
12
you.
to 4 a.m.
We have to wrap up with you now. But just finally, your plans for tourism in Lagos State. Just give us in a nutshell what your plans are this year, so that we know what you're doing.
Okay. For tourism this year, what we're planning to do is, number one, to domesticate tourism. We have over 200 million Nigerians. All of us love to travel abroad, but as the case it is now, everywhere is shut down. We cannot go anywhere for our holiday. So the Lagos State government is planning with the private sector to have a program, Tag Beauty of Lagos, where people can come and have fun, enjoy, do their shopping, have the new experience that they've never imagined they can have in Nigeria, especially here in Lagos State. So we're having that one we are planning to have it around August this year. We are going to present our master plan. The long overdue master plan of Lagos State will be presented to the public in another few weeks. We are ready. It has been approved already. Then our policy. We cannot draft master plan for tourism without having policy in place that the master plan will be hanging on. So we're going to be commissioning the two. And all the beauty of Lagos, we've been able to put in a 30-minute documentary, and this will be released to the public as well. You can be at your bedroom and see the beauty of Lagos, where Ikorodu is, what are the things they neighbors, what are the cultural activity in Ikorodu. We have that for Lagos, we have that for Ekpe, and all other divisions of the state. The 5 divisions of the state have been captured. All the tourism sites in all these places inside this documentary, and we have a special clip to promote Lagos as a destination in Africa that everybody needs to visit and see the beauty of Lagos. All these things will be out in another 2-3 weeks. And on our own capital project, we are planning to commission this JK Ranju. That will be the Center for Yoruba Art and Culture, the best in Africa. So we should just hang on with Mr. Governor.
Okay.
The tourism and entertainment, which is the 5th pillar of this administration,
Honorable,
there to give us the best of tourism experience. Thank you.
Honorable, you forgot to mention celebration in your whole plans. That's
the private sector.
It's not. It's part of Lagos State support everything now.
We're celebrating an icon.
If I have to be mentioning all our festivals, I will take the old time, because when you're talking of festival, I'm going to have a summit. We just did a summit last 2 months in February 23rd. We did the first summit with the EFTAN, and now we'll be having with AU, we'll be having with ECOWAS, we'll be having different, and December will be our God. We pray the pandemic is over 100%. We have so much activities for December.
Thank you very much. We have to let you go.
It's going to be more than that 7 days that we're all aware of.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner, for sharing this with us. We'll keep looking out to make sure that you support us, and we'll support you in any way you want us to. Okay, let's go on a break. When we come back, we move on to our hot topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.